On August 22nd, 2008, a Knee Channel user posted a thread titled, "There's a man in white standing in front of my house," at 1:17 a.m. I just realised he's been standing out there for over 4 hours now. He's just standing there in front of my house. He's wearing all white, and he's swaying side to side. This is the photo I took from my veranda. The white person. Here's the upload. They shared a rather dark photo that shows a person dressed all in white standing in front of their apartment. Here's what it looks like with the brightness turned up and zoomed in a little. Other users, naturally, responded with thoughts and prayers and statements of how terrifying it was. I was on my way home, almost to my apartment, when I noticed someone standing by the entrance, he said. He was covered head to toe in white with his back to me. Plus he was swaying side to side. I couldn't see his face, but he seemed to be gripping a torn piece of paper or something in his hand. He looked like an enemy from Silent Hill, so it freaked me out. But he didn't attack me or anything, so I called out, "Good evening," even though I should have just ignored him. I was scared, but I figured talking to him would allow me to confirm if he was a normal person or not. I really shouldn't have done that. Some users told him to keep his curtains closed. Others felt like the man in the image was getting closer each time they looked at it, and another claimed that there must be some scalar waves nearby. A few minutes later, another user told him to post this image on his door, as it would keep him safe. "No, that'll just invite him in," another laughed. The comment about the scalar waves and the image he should post on his door were references to Panna Wave Laboratory, a Japanese cult that shot to fame in the 1980s and 90s. Members dressed in all white, like the man standing in front of the Knee Channel user's apartment, because they claimed it would protect them from harmful scalar waves. The cult also claimed that this particular image would protect people from the same harmful waves. As soon as I called out to him, the person in white stopped swaying, this time freezing on the spot. It was creepy. He looked human, but he didn't seem human at all. I rushed past him into the entrance. Our building has an automatic lock, so I figured I'd be safe once I got inside, right? The user continued. By the time I reached my apartment on the 7th floor, I felt less scared and more annoyed. I just moved into this place. I thought maybe he was some crazy guy who escaped, but I tried convincing myself that his white clothes were just work clothes or something. The user didn't want to use the flash on his camera, because then the person downstairs would realize he was taking photos of him. He also claimed that after taking a bath, he went out onto his veranda to have a cigarette and noticed the man was still there. More than an hour had passed since he first saw him, and as he was typing, the man was still down there. Other users in the thread told the man to call the police. Others wondered who exactly he could be. Was the man a cult member? Did he escape from a hospital somewhere? Was he a regular weirdo? Why was he all in white? Why was he standing at the bottom of an apartment building, swaying side to side? And what was he holding in his hand? To make matters worse, the user noted that the man had moved from the apartment building entrance to directly below his apartment. He seemed to know where the man lived and that the man was watching him, despite not using the flash on his camera, and despite having no way of knowing where the man might go once he entered the building. Was this perhaps someone with a grudge against him? Or maybe someone trying to scare him? The user had only moved into this particular apartment 6 weeks earlier. He was new in town and didn't know many people. So, who was that person downstairs? And did he really know him, or was it something entirely unrelated? Like an escaped patient. Before posting on Knee Channel, he spent the last few hours going back out to his veranda to check if the man was still there. And he was, swaying side to side, but otherwise unmoving. This naturally drew comparisons to Kune, the other white wobbly figure that Ni-channel loves so much. People continued to insist that he call the police, but the user himself wasn't so sure. Is that really the right answer here? What should I do? Someone tell me. I have work in the morning, so I'd rather avoid hassle. At 1:45 a.m, he then uploaded another photo. I took this just now. He's still there. If it was some cool girl with glasses instead of this guy in white, then I'd invite her in to spend the night. The dark photo once again showed the man standing still at the bottom of his building, slightly hunched over and generally looking creepy, especially considering it was nearly 2 a.m. The user admitted he was scared, but also excited by the building situation. He never expected to experience something like an urban legend happening right before his very eyes. He debated heading downstairs to take on the man, which other users of course agreed with and even egged him on, and he returned just before 2 a.m. with, shit, he saw my face. I think he saw me taking a photo. I might have gone too far. Is he looking at me? Am I seeing things? Someone tell me. I don't like this. He shared a photo where the flash appeared to have gone off on his veranda, and the man in white downstairs was looking up at him. Another user scanned the photo data and revealed that it was taken at 12:48 a.m. that night, roughly an hour before the user posted it. It's possible the time on the camera wasn't set right, or that it was simply shared a little later, despite claiming that he had just taken it. But either way, the user claimed his camera seemed to be set to auto mode when he took that most recent photo, which caused the flash to go off. He feared that now the man would come and attack him instead. He then debated taking a plastic bat, all he had, downstairs to question the man. Why are you here? What are you doing? But at 2:09 a.m, the man disappeared, and there was something on the ground where he had been standing. It looked like a piece of paper. The man went downstairs to retrieve it, and then shared a photo of it in the thread. It appeared to be a torn family photo. Not what people had been expecting. Many users in the thread expected the piece of paper to say something like, "Haha, you've been trolled." This torn family photo didn't make much sense. The unnaturalness of it, the fact that it made no sense, made it even creepier. What was the meaning behind the photo? Why did the man in white leave it behind? Where did he even go? Did he have a family that lived in the building? Had they moved to try and escape him? Some wondered if anything was written on the back, but there was nothing. It was just a torn family photo. The man claimed he was so excited that he accidentally left his bat outside when he went to get the photo. Then, 10 minutes later, the man in white seemingly returned. Only this time, he was wandering around the apartment building's halls. Somehow, he'd gotten in. Then, at 2:22 a.m, as the thread was reaching its 1,000 comment limit, the original poster shared one more message. Yeah, of course. Saying I had a job was fake as well. Once again, it appeared that readers in the thread had been taken on a trip. The whole thing was nothing more than another troll. Another thread was quickly started, and the original poster took the opportunity to explain himself. I didn't think the wild delusions of a creepy, unpopular man such as myself would go this far. I was having a good laugh about it all, but I'm real sorry for dragging it out. Thanks to everyone who joined me until daybreak. But it was in this message that users once again noticed something else. When read vertically, the first characters spelt out, "Tasukete yo," help me. What on earth was going on? The original poster shared one final comment, that claimed that the person in white was really his friend, and that was it. He never appeared again. But some users remained suspicious. Was the person in white really his friend? Others claimed that the comments made by the original poster seemed to change in tone and expression partway through, meaning that perhaps someone else was posting instead. Did the person in white get into his house? Did the person in white make the final few comments? Were they being trolled on top of a troll in some type of trollception? The user never returned, so the thread ended in mystery, ultimately being chalked up to yet another of Nichannel's legendary troll threads. It came back into the spotlight in 2019, however, when almost 11 years to the day after the Nichannel thread was made, security footage was shared from a house in Ibaraki Prefecture that showed a man fully dressed in white loitering outside at 1 AM. Also, the same time the Nichannel user started their thread back in 2008. Then, the same man was seen running from another house at 2:50 AM, also around the same time the original poster made his final comment that night. This man had stabbed an elderly couple who lived inside numerous times, and police arrested him shortly thereafter. This was, of course, nothing more than a coincidence, as the alleged killer in this case was only 21 years old. Far too young to have anything to do with the original Nichannel thread, but the similarities certainly caught people's eye. Yet another murder case in Ibaraki the same year also saw another person captured on security footage, dressed fully in white, making people wonder if the cases were connected, or even if they were the same person. The latter case is still unsolved. At the end of the day, the original thread was likely nothing more than a troll. The photo data revealed that the photos had been taken before the original poster's first comment. And while this can be explained away as just having an incorrect time set in his camera, when combined with everything else, including the reveal at the end that yes, it was nothing more than a troll, and that person was just his friend, there's no real reason to doubt that it was anything else. As for the later people caught on security cameras in Ibaraki a decade later, well, those cases are still ongoing, but the white clothes are undoubtedly nothing more than a coincidence, as is the Times. But what do you guys think about this one? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.